Okay, you guys, I'm not sure what happened on the last video, so I'll try this again. But all right, so what I want to talk to you guys about, which is the same thing I was talking to my team about in our live classes, which I have a live class Tuesday and Wednesday mornings during the US session. So here's what I had talked about. What I had talked about was the fact that when traders, especially in the forex market, not so much in the stock market and the options market, they pretty much, this is pretty much common knowledge because they actually do fundamental research on before they invest. But in the forex market, it's more of a quick money kind of idea, and so some of the basics of what you need to be doing to understand market conditions are not there. So what is going on in the market, just so you guys know, and then I'll tell you how to trade in these shaky markets because it's really one basic rule to do it. But what's going on in the markets right now is, which people are not paying attention to in the forex market, which is high, it's highly impacting them. It's the fact that right now the biggest untold question, nobody wants to say it, they don't want to step on Donald Trump's toes and cause no rift anymore because he'll go off on countries. But the truth of the matter is, the economy is shaky. Okay, it's really shaky, and the biggest question that is out there right now for investors is, since the biggest economy in the world, hear me good on this, since the biggest economy in the entire world is on shaky ground with COVID-19 leading the world in cases, and you add to the fact that they just tried to reopen, but a lot of these major cities or counties and countries or better states are now having to reclose down again. So, as an investor, not a forex trader, hear me first, because you got to understand what the big institutions are thinking first before you get down to a retail trader's mind. And I'm going to say that again because that's what's missing in this forex business. You must get into the mind of the institutions and the bankers first who are running the markets before you get into a retail trader's mind, which is us. How to make 5 pips, 10 pips, this and that. See, big banks and institutions that actually move the currency markets don't think like us. They think much bigger. Okay, which is why I'm always having problems with people who always say technical analysis, chart patterns, and price action is king. But you got to understand the big institutions who are actually running the currency market don't think that way. And so you have to shift your thinking a little bit broader to encompass what they're thinking and then bring it down to your level of a retail trader to try to scalp or whatever method you want to use. So here's what's impacting the markets on a big, gigantic level. The biggest question is, the biggest economy in the world is struggling because of COVID-19 and the sloppy way in which we're handling it. So the big investors are not moving the markets too much, which is why, okay, talking about price action, for many days over the last 2 weeks, you've noticed that the market has barely moved. It's kind of like it's just sitting still. Well, why is that happening? All right, glad you asked. Because the big institutions are not investing their money into the markets right now. They're not moving the currencies big in one direction or another. It's basically ran by the retail traders because the big institutions are sitting on the sideline trying to figure out, okay, what's going to happen to the biggest economy in the world? The question they're asking themselves as an investor, not a trader, but an investor, is this: should I invest into the US dollar? Should I invest into XYZ, into the stocks, whatever? Because it looks like the biggest economy in the world is teeter-tottering on ultimate collapse. And if it collapsed, the echo effect of that happening is going to shatter across all globes, all countries. The impact is huge. So COVID-19, whether you want to believe it's real or not, doesn't even matter. The fact of its impact on businesses and the global economy is more important. And therefore, investors are not sure what the outcome is going to be. And because they are not sure, that's when you start seeing these shaky markets that is not technically, listen to what I'm saying, they're not really driven at this time by fundamentals, and they're not really driven at this time by price action. They're really driven by news. This is the reason why you'll see a lot of pairs that are spiking around at this time. Okay? And so when you get this understanding in your head from a Business perspective. Let's just say it like that. Okay. Let's just stop worried about scalping pips, 5 pips, 10 pips, 2 pips, this and that. Let's just take a step back and look at it as investors, like real professional traders for a moment. Because this is what real professional traders look at before they put their money on the line. So, for an example, I'd asked my students during one class, and I told them, I said, hey, I love wearing my hats. What if I wanted to start a hat company and I wanted to borrow $1 million from you to get it started? Would you just take a look at my hat designs and say, okay, I'm going to give you $1 million? Now, I would love for you to do that. If you are going to do that, send me an email. I'd love to do business with you, okay? I'm going to make all kind of hats and designs and you give me $1 million. But most investors are going to have to sit down with me and they want to look at my what is my plan, my strategy over the next XY. Look at that thing flying behind me. Ain't that cute? They want to know what's my plans, what's my strategies, what's my financials looking like, what's the stability of the company, what's my idea. See, they want to know over the long-term period. If I put my money out here, what are we looking at? Okay, so they don't just look at the quick idea and throw their money out like retail traders do. They just look at a quick price action chart and they ready to jump in. But real investors take a step back and say, okay, why is the market not moving? Here's what retail traders did this week. I know you did. Tell the truth and shame the devil. What you did was you seen that the market wasn't moving a whole lot. So instead of just chilling out and saying, okay, I'm only going to take a few trades this week and let them ride out, good or bad, which is what I did. I didn't trade a lot this week. What they'll do is, instead of just saying, okay, I'm gonna, if you normally trade on 15 minutes, well, let me drop down to the 1 minute and I'm gonna make me some pips. Why? Because you're dealing with market addiction. Because you just got to be in some trades. You got to be. But you fail to understand that the market is not moving for a reason. And here's what I taught my students in class, and I don't like calling them students, we're all grown, so I like to call them my family, okay? So here's what I taught the family in class this week. I said, because one of my neighbors, they got a Lamborghini, okay? Got a nice Lambo, which it was me. I ain't got the Lambo money, but yeah, no big deal. But the deal is that I told them, I said, my car that I have and the person who has the Lamborghini, if we're both on the freeway, and there's a car accident, watch how this works. He's in a Lamborghini. I'm in my car. My car does go fast, but it ain't a Lamborghini, okay? So the bottom line is we both are on the freeway in our various cars. His is a $500,000 car, all right? But if we're both on the freeway and there's a car accident, it doesn't matter how fast your car can go. Because there's an accident on the freeway and everybody's going the same speed, 1 to 2 miles an hour. Why? Because it has nothing to do with your car. It has to do with the conditions of the road. And that's what the market is showing retail traders. We're in control. We're not going to move the market because we're uncertain. And that's the reason why, no matter what chart you're trying to flip to force some trades to happen, it ain't going to happen. Because there's a car accident on the freeway called COVID-19 that's destroying the U.S. economy, the biggest economy in the world, let alone all other economies. Nobody's certain of anything. So why is this important? All right, glad you asked. The reason why this is important is because during these times, you may increase or see an increase of losses. And it's okay because it's not a normal market. I know professional traders who trade in the Forex market and in the stock market. It's all the same. Nobody's coming out tremendously better than the other at the moment. So what does professional traders do? Glad you asked. Here's what professional traders do. And you might want to write this down because this will save your life, your financial life. Your financial life. Write what I'm saying down. Again, I don't give a crap whether you join Super Easy Forex or not. It's okay. Not a big deal. I'm not here to push that. We're all retail traders, meaning we don't work for the big institutions. So therefore, it's the institutions versus us. Okay? But at least we can think like them to get a better understanding of what's going on and not trade immaturely. So even big institutions, some of them are taking a few hits. It's okay. It happens because they're uncertain. That's why they're not investing big into any market right now, because they are afraid of losing money too, because they can. Anybody who jumps in these shaky markets has the potential to lose money, and your normal track record of success can be jeopardized. Why? It's not your fault. It's not your strategy. You don't need to keep buying more indicators and this and that. You just need a comprehension of the overall broad market of what's going on and how it's impacting your economy and minds. So here's the deal. Write this down. The truth of the matter is the best strategy at this time. Sorry, this some guy starting up his car. This Porsche is kind of loud. Porsches are loud. So anyway, the truth of the matter is this. What happens is with professional traders, they focus on trading fewer times because they know the markets are shaky. So if you normally would take X amount of number of trades per week, you might want to consider reducing that down just a bit. I hope you're writing this stuff down. I'm trying to help y'all because y'all don't pay me a doggone dime, and I'm just doing this out of love. So when I do this, I'm helping you for free, okay? Because guess what? We're all in the same boat together. So at least take some notes, okay? Just take notes. Whether you think I'm a real person, a fake person, it don't matter. The information is still going to be the same because this is the truth. So number one, take less trades, because you know you're probably going to get more hits upside the head due to the shaky markets. That's normal. It's going to happen as a professional trader in your career. It happens. You got a whole year to trade. So a week or two that's off balance, okay, no big deal. No big deal. Okay, you just look at your balance sheet at the end of the month, not at the end of every day. That's what professional traders do. So again, number one, you take less trades per week. Number two, and this is the biggest one that I was harping in class with them about on Tuesday or Wednesday's class. Take a look at this. How many people, and you can, and I'm not having chat on because I'm so sick of these immature people trying to spam my page and this and that. I wish I could take a vote right here so we can get some truth. How many of us have in our career, now maybe you've cleaned up your behavior, maybe you haven't, but be honest, how many times can you say, oh, you know what, I ended up starting my account with XYZ money on Sunday and it ended up being empty on Sunday or by Friday? How many times have you blown your account? Well, here's what I told them. If you're actually following the typical trading percentage rules of trading, which is no more than 2% of your account per trade, watch this, 2% of your account is average. But let's just say you want to push the boundaries and you go all the way to 5% account. I said, if you took a loss and you only risked 5% of your account, don't you still got 95% left? You see what I'm saying? So let's just say that you took, let's just say 5 trades this week. And let's just say you only won 2 trades out of 5. Let's just put it out ugly, okay? Let's just say you lost 3 trades. Isn't that only 15%? You lost 15%. You won 2 of those trades, so that puts back 10%. You only down 5% for the week. So how is it that at the end of the week you're completely empty out of money? See how that don't make no sense? It ain't adding up. Let's give another scenario. Let's make it even worse. Let's just say you took 10 trades this week and all 10 lost. But you was risking the max of 5% per trade. What's 5 times 10? Ain't that 50? So that means you risked and lost 50% of your account. But that also tells me one thing. You still got 50% left. I mean, let's just make it really ugly. 10 straight trades. You lose 10 straight trades at 5% per trade. That still leave you with half your account left. So loved one, how is it possible that every week you're always talking about I've blown my account? Uh-oh. So what's the truth? Truth is you're not managing your money. It's not necessarily market conditions that you're going to have market condition weeks that are just beyond beautiful. Like the video I did where I showed live trades of me doing 10,000 pips in a week, stacking using the stacking method. And professional traders and those who've been in this business, you know how to stack on the trade. I mean, you just so confident in your trade, you just pow, 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 pow. And then those things run for hundreds of pips and you just, ooh. But that was a great week. But am I expecting to have that kind of week every week? No. Why? Because the market conditions change just like the weather. Some days you got rain, some days you got sunshine, some days you got cold, some days you got hot. So when the market conditions listen, let me give it to y'all a little more simple, and I'm gonna be out of here. Okay, I'm just trying to help some traders to just understand market conditions. You have to be adaptable to the markets. You have to adjust your style. You have to adjust your thinking. You have to adjust. And if those who don't know how to pivot and adjust their thinking typically are the ones who are on the losing end every time. So watch this. That's just like me with my top down right now in a t-shirt. But I'm gonna be, let's just say, up in, what's a cold place? I'm gonna be up in Alaska, okay, with my top down in the t-shirt. Now, ain't that stupid? You understand what I'm talking about? I feel cold. I think you should be, fool. Why do you have on a t-shirt with your top down in Alaska, fool? This ain't Florida. It ain't California. Put your top up and put a coat on your cold behind. Why? Because the weather conditions changed. And then you flip around, you go down to Florida or California with an Eskimo suit on. Now you looking like a doggone fool. Why? That's the time to take that hot stuff off, fool. Take it off. It's hot now down there. It ain't Eskimo weather. But what do people do in the Forex market? Wear their Eskimo suit. Don't want to take no time to read no news. Talking about I don't need no fundamentals. It's all price action. And then when the market don't move or it becomes real choppy, because every news event, and that's the other third piece. The third piece is market is being driven by news because it's afraid. It don't know what to expect. So every little bit of news that comes out, price is just jumping and leaping all over the place. So that's why it's hard to trade in certain conditions. So if you know this in advance, you already know how to adjust your strategy. How do you adjust it? Number one, you control yourself. It starts with you. Understanding market conditions, understanding how to manage your money, and not trying to go for a home run every time you place a trade. That's how you blow your account. You're trying to go for a home run every time you place a trade. And I'll leave you guys with that. You know what? I don't even need that, nothing else to be said. Market conditions, whether good or bad, it doesn't matter. But if you're trying to hit a home run every time you place a trade, yeah, you're going to have some really good trades sometimes. But then you still gonna turn around and reverse all them wins with a loss. One loss is all it takes since you're trying to be a home run player as opposed to a money manager and manage your money. This is why some of y'all can't pay your bills on time. This is why you in collections all the time. This is why you're always getting late notices. You're a poor money manager. And then you bring them bad habits over to the Forex market because you already in debt. So now you're trying to find how to flip an account overnight and become a millionaire, and you got poor money habits, and you think that you're going to flip an account and make it better, and you still bring your bad money habits into the Forex market. Then you get these bad market conditions, which is ran by COVID-19 is running all these markets right now. It ain't no, y'all can vote any president you want. It ain't going to make a difference. So you pick your Republican or Democratic president, he can't save it. COVID-19 is running this market, stock market, options market, and Forex. It's all COVID-19 ran. But the only way to survive it and your account to survive is for you to learn how to manage your emotions and your money. Stop trying to be a home run hitter. Stop. Give you one more example before I go. You had some one-hit wonders. They call them one-hit wonders. These are people who came out with a hit song years ago, and it was a hot record, and they did nothing afterwards. One-hit wonders. Are you a one-hit wonder? Huh? Are you always trying to hit a home run with every trade you place? You got $100 account, and you trying to put a standard lot on it. Are you freaking kidding me? I'm sorry. my God. Oh, Lord, that's so funny. That's some funny stuff, boy. That's some funny stuff. And then they put, you got $100 account. You're trying to put a standard lot on it to flip it. And then when it don't work out, you start surfing the internet, call everybody a scam. Because oh, God. Oh, my God. That's funny. And you know what makes it even funnier, y'all? Because I used to do it. That's what makes it funny. Because I used to be the one doing that. Now, what I didn't do, I didn't go on the internet and start trying to find who's a scammer because my bad habits ain't working for me. So I need to find somebody else to blame. That's the one thing I never did. I always walked away with tears in my eyes if needed be, and took responsibility eventually for myself. I got angry. I felt like I didn't understand something. I feel like, hey, I'm not being taught or whatever. But the one thing I never did, I never surfed on the internet and started trying to call a person a scam, because I always knew, as an investor, a professional investor, before I started trading in the Forex market, I was already doing real estate and other things. And I know that's not the best way to grow. That's immaturity. And I didn't want to display immaturity. I wanted to fix my bad habits and find out, okay, where am I going wrong? Is the teacher not teaching me what I need to know? Am I missing something? Do I need another training? So that's fine. I went through all of that, and I was one of those people who was sitting up there trying to, double and triple my accounts, because I'm used to big money. You understand what I'm saying? But you can't make, a living gambling, because that's what you're doing. When you put a standard lot on a $100 account, or a $100 account trying to put on a standard lot for one trade, you're expecting that thing to be a home run hitter. And the problem is when the news is spiking all over the place, because every little thing that comes out about COVID-19, about this or that, the market is so jumpy, it can spike and only go, watch for an example. You got a $100 account. News comes out. It may even spike 5 or 6 pips. And then the broker is going to automatically, during news events, they tack on, normally it's like 1 pip or 2 pips. They may double it and make it 4 pips, 5 pips. So if you put a $100 account with a standard lot, the price moves 6 pips, and then the broker moves it another 4 pips, your 10 pips or your $100 is already gone. And it didn't matter whether you put your stop loss above that range. You may have had a 15 pip stop loss. The problem is you didn't have enough capital to manage that trade. And so any little movement, any little spiking that goes on, kiss your money goodbye. But let's just take it back and say, even if you risk 5% of your account and you had a nice, comfortable 15 pip stop loss, okay, that means you could have put your stop loss comfortably where it was supposed to be. Okay, news comes out, it moves 6 pips. You tack on the broker trying to get his little ends during this news event, so he tacks on 4. You still have 15 pips stop loss. You still have money in your account to absorb that. You see what I'm saying? So during this shaky markets, do not become a gambler, because truth, in the end, you're never going to become a professional trader anyway. Why? Because professional traders are not gamblers. We already know if I put too much on one trade, even if I win, I'm creating a bad mental habit in my head of always gambling my money. And eventually it's going to come up and catch you. Every time. Every time. Every time. So don't do that, people. Again, you don't have to like me. I'm really not here to be liked. That's why I don't do, people ask, well, where's your social media and this and that? I took all that down, man. I ain't even, our page got hacked anyway, which is another thing. See, I don't worry about all that. When I tell truth, then bad stuff happens. It happens. I was recording this video earlier, and guess what? The devil know I'm trying to tell some truth. So what happened? It just blinked out. And that's okay. I got to keep moving. I can't worry about whether people like me or dislike me. This is a business. And even if you're not part of our family, it's okay. I still got to tell you the truth so that you'll understand what's going on to help you get better. Because I'm trying to do for some of y'all what never was done for me in my journey. Painful journey. Painful journey in this business. So that's why I'm constantly trying to inform you guys, okay, guys, here's how you need to think. Sometimes I show you charts, but a lot of times I'm going to talk to your thinking, because in this business, it's all about your thinking process. And during these shaky markets, you really got to have your thoughts together. And the biggest thought is, I can't be a gambler. I cannot have in mind exactly what you're going to risk. The average standard in the business, in the Forex business, is 2%. And that's in investing in the stock market options too. 2% risk. That's why rich people keep growing. They are not gunslingers. So if they take a hit, it doesn't even phase. It's not that big of a deal. It's only 2% of their account. 3%. Me, I like 5%. That's why I use the number 5. 5% for me. That's above the average, and that's exploiting too much according to standard industry. But again, if I take a loss, I still got 95% to play with. I'm not gambling 50%, 60%, 70% on every trade I get. And that's where some of you guys are making a mistake during these shaky markets. These markets, and I'll leave you again with this, these markets are driven by COVID-19. And any news that comes out, even if it's, normally I look at like when I'm looking on my FX book for news events and stuff like that, I'm primarily focused my attention on red envelopes, the red ones, sometimes the yellow ones. But even now, the ones that are mild-mannered, the green ones that seem so insignificant, sometimes based on what they're saying, even those are making the market jumpy. So again, you can't make this personal. You got to make it professional. And how do you do that? All right. Again, the biggest one of all, manage your money, because the markets are shaky. Okay. They are very shaky. Number 2, decrease the number of trades that you're entering per week. Okay. If you used to trading 10 trades a week, you better cut it down to 5 and cut down how much money you're putting on each one of those trades until certainty returns. Because right now, nobody's certain of what's going on. That's why the market conditions are crappy right now. They are just solid crap. No matter what I say, it's solid crap. It's solid crap. It ain't solid like it was. The money is not flowing like it is. Big institutions are not moving the markets like they normally do. That is why you've seen over the last 2 weeks, several days where the market just looked like it literally was standing still. And a matter of fact, like in class on Tuesday or Wednesday, I had my class for like 2 hours. 2 hours with my students. And I was showing them the whole time where we're talking in class. I say, how many of these candles did you see barely even move over an hour period, 2 hour period? And the candles still ain't moving. What is that telling you? The big institutions and investors are not pushing their dollars into these markets right now because they don't know what's going to happen. And if they don't know what's going to happen, and you want to they got these market makers methods and all these different things, trade like with the bankers. Okay, well, if we're going to do the market makers method and trade like the bankers and all these other ideas that's out there, then why is it that you don't want to pay attention to fundamentals? Because that's what they do. What is fundamentals? Read a little news on this. Every time you place a trade on the Euro USD, do you realize you're actually putting your money invested into 2 different country economies? You're placing your money into the Euro and into the United States dollar at the same time, hoping one of them will overpower the other. You just put your money into 2 countries' economies. So stop being immature, or just quit trading Forex, period, if you're not willing to grow up. This is big business. And then you tell me, now price action is king. I don't need no fundamentals. Okay, but you trading your money against the bankers and the institutions who are all about fundamentals. And you call yourself a professional? And you don't want to take 5 minutes to read up on, okay, what's going on with the U.S. economy? What's going on with the Euro economy? You don't want to take 5 minutes to do that. But you want to call yourself a professional? Man, get out of here, man, whatever. You know, that's kind of like, you know, and I'll say this and I'm quitting, because y'all know me. I love y'all, and I'm just giving you knowledge. You know, don't talk to me about politics, because I think it's just downright stupid. I ain't no Republican or Democrat, because it's stupid. Why do I have to be one or the other? If one has a good idea, then it's a good idea. I don't care what your side of the fence is. Oh, you left wing, you right wing. No, I got 2 wings, just like a bird. Don't a bird got 2 wings? Why? Because if it makes sense, then do it. So why do I have to be a technical trader or a fundamental? Why can't I be both and take 5 minutes to find out where I'm investing my money? Because like I told y'all, if it is the stock market, every person who invest in the stock market always do their research on the company first before they put their money into it. That's just downright simple thinking. You want to know a little bit about what's going on with the company before you invest your money, right? But in the Forex market, nope. Don't tell me about all that. I don't need all that. Look at this chart pattern. Look at my trend lines. Look at okay, all right, man, whatever. Okay, fine. Republican versus Democrat. I'm not going to be either one. I'm going to take 5 minutes, read up a little bit, try to find out, okay, what's coming out on the news? What's going on with you? Because it gives me a better understanding of how the bankers are actually thinking. Since I'm trading against the banks or with the banks, whichever what direction you want to say, wouldn't it make sense to see how they're thinking and what they're seeing? And what's even better is because I don't have to pay for it. And I told my students this. There's Forex brokers out there, and I do not ever recommend Forex brokers. Stay out of that. You do your own research. But I will tell you this. There are a lot of Forex brokers that offer free newsletters. You don't have to have a live account with them. You can open a demo account and just subscribe to their morning newsletter. And they'll send it to you, and all you have to do is pop it open and read. That's all you do. Just let them do the work. And then you take 5 minutes, like, with a cup of coffee and just sitting there and you read your little, oh, okay, now I understand. And then you go place your trades because you know what's going on. If they don't work out, and this is what switched me from being a stupid person saying I don't want no fundamentals, because I was taught that. You don't need no fundamentals. You don't need no news. I was taught that stupidity. And it blowing account after account. And one day I'm like, you know what, man? I was so mad from losing trades and I didn't know why. And that's what in my head switched me to say, you know what, I'm just going to find out what's going on. Why did I lose this trade? And then I started reading news articles, and then I realized, oh, you know what? I'm so focused on indicators and trend lines and this and that and Wolf wave theory and Elliott waves and so forth and so forth. And I never stopped to think that I'm actually trading two countries' economies. And if I'm trading two countries' economies, wouldn't it be smart for me to find out what's going on in them countries? Just for 5 minutes a day? And that's when I realized, and I woke up out of my stupor. And I stopped being so stupid and silly. If I'm going to be a professional, let me do it right. Let me do it right. Let me take the 5 minutes and read up on these different countries. And then if I like what they got going on in their country, cool. Why do you think the dollar is so shaky this week? The dollar been shaky. If you don't believe me, look at the pairs that's against the dollar. The dollar been up and down, up and down. It's so uncertain. Why? It ain't got nothing to do with price action and indicators and this and that. The dollar itself is under threat because the U.S. economy is under threat. They've been printing trillions of dollars. And when you do that, it makes the value of that currency unstable. See how you can put two and two together? You can't have a stable economy if everybody and their mama can have it. Because they're printing trillions of it. So the paper itself is losing its value. It's not as valuable as it was. If everybody could have diamonds in their backyard, and you can just have millions of diamonds in your backyard, I got them out. Do you really think diamonds will be worth what they're worth today? Of course not. Why? Because the more there is, the cheaper it gets. The more rare it is, the more expensive it gets. So because of them printing extra dollars, trillions of them, like it's just toilet paper, that's the reason why the dollar has been under threat. And that's why it's been shaky. Up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And if you know these kind of things, people, then you know how to trade wiser. And if you take a loss, which is what happens, you're going to get some loss. I take losses. But what happens is that when I take a loss, at least the biggest question in my head that I don't have to keep asking, the first thing I want to know when I lose a trade is why. Why did I lose it? Is it because I missed something on my analysis, or is it simply something going on with the country? And typically, sometimes it's just something going on with the country itself. So therefore, it teaches me to not trade so much. And number two, when I do trade, don't put so much on the trade. Manage my money. Manage your money. Okay? 3 to 5%, 2 to 5%. That's max. At the end of the week, you at least can say, I didn't blow my account. And for some of you guys, that's going to be a graduation class in your trading career. So if you ain't heard nothing else, you don't like me, you can F that dude. I don't like him. He just no problem. But one thing you're gonna walk away with, if you never hear from me again, if you never watch another video from me, the one blessing I'm gonna give you is this: you will never have to claim at the end of the week with sadness in your heart and tears in your eyes that your account was blown. Why? Because you got from me, manage your freaking money. Put 2% on their trade, 3%, max 5%. If you lost 10 trades in a row for the whole week, worst trading week of your whole career, and you lost 10 trades, but it was only at 5%, you only lost half of your account. That means you didn't even blow the account. So you can still survive and come back next week to try to make it back. But if you're always blowing your account at the end of every week, that's telling you it ain't nothing about no indicators, no charts, no currency pairs, no nothing. It's a personal issue of self-management, and you're failing at it. If you fix that, you can survive these kind of crazy markets that's going on. So when the good markets come back, which they will, you'll still have capital in your account to be able to trade with. But if you're trying to be a home run hitter, putting 50% of your account, 60%, 70% of your account on one trade, hoping to be a home run hitter, you're never going to survive, family. Okay? Well, anyway, what I'm going to do, I did video another trade that I did, and it's called how to win your money back after your stop loss get hit. Because I took a trade this week, and I actually put it in the Signals group, and I lost a trade on AUD USD, AUD USD, okay, on that very pair. But then got back in later, and you'll see how it played out and made very nice profit on it. So I'm going to post that one this week and probably tomorrow, because I'm trying not to do so many videos. If you leave it to me, I'll do a video every day just to help you guys. You know, plus it helps me to know that I'm helping people. But I don't want to overdo it. So I'll let this one be today, and maybe tomorrow or in the middle of next week, I'll post that video. So be on the lookout for it. How to win your money back after your stop loss get hit. I think that's the title of it, whatever, but you'll see. You'll see, okay? You'll see. All right, you guys. Hopefully this video was helpful. If you liked the video, cool, subscribe. I appreciate you subscribing to us and following my work, you know, and again, you don't ever have to join us, but if you do want to join us, come on in. I'll be more than happy to talk to you, because I do stay back in my classes on Tuesday and Wednesday as long as possible. That's why sometimes my classes, they are only supposed to be like an hour, but sometimes they go for 2 and 3 hours, because if I try to stay back and if you got questions, I'm trying to stay back as long as possible to make sure I'm answering your questions and being right there to hold your hand every step of the way. I'm not one of them people that's going to hide after you purchase your stuff, okay? So if you do want to join, please do. I'll be more than happy to guide you along the way to the best of my ability. I say this all the time. I'm not the best trader in the world, but I have learned some things, and I'll be more than happy to share with you what I've learned. Okay, so please come on, enjoy the family. Our website is www.superezforex.com. Here's the beautiful thing about it. When you sign up, PayPal controls the access, not I. So therefore, when you pay and it goes through, instantly you can go right back into the website immediately and log in with the username and the password that you created to get started. One last thing, and I don't promote this enough, and I said I need to start doing this. Some people, what they've done, they've been made their money back, not from the Forex market, but also from our affiliate program. We do have an affiliate program, and we actually pay back $100 per referral. So a lot of people turned it into a income job for themselves. So every Friday we pay out thousands upon thousands of dollars. So just so you'll know where your money's going, when you purchase our system, part of that goes back out in referral fees, and part of that goes to donations. We support 12 different organizations. The 2 that we're supporting this week, and you can call them directly if you want to verify, is Invisible People, which is a homeless program, and then also Food for the Hungry. We've been giving them thousands of dollars to help them out, because a lot of families are starving. So that's where your money goes, okay? But nevertheless, the affiliate program, if you like what we do, then just tell somebody about it. You can sign up for your free affiliate link, start promoting it, and then after that, you know, you can go ahead and once somebody purchases through your affiliate link, you get paid every Friday. We pay every Friday. So it's like an income. You can replace your job check if you want. So that's what we do. Okay. Anyway, I don't say a lot about that because there's another company out there that's you know, I hear that there's their primary thing that's pushing affiliate. sign people up. And I'm not trying to be like them, but I do want to let you know we do have that in existence. And there are people who are making hundreds of dollars every week through that program. So again, do your thing. Do your thing. And one question always came in: what if I don't? What if I don't know how to trade and I just want to market your business? That's fine. Just go to our website, and on the right hand side, click on affiliate, and you can still sign up for your free link. And if you want to go out there and promote it using our videos or whatever, that's fine. You can do that too. Okay, it's totally up to you guys. But anyway, just want to mention that, but I really wanted to just help you guys understand, because I know the markets have been really, really shaky over the last couple of weeks, and I just want to bless you with some mental knowledge on what's going on and how to navigate through it and survive it, because the good times will come back, but your account won't if you're broke. All right, love you guys. Enjoy your weekend. Bye.